Last year, my team generated $29.4 million in sales pipeline for all of our clients. And right now, we book over 500 appointments for our clients every single month. And almost every single business that we work with that has run outbound campaigns in the past was always getting some kinds of replies to their cold emails, but those replies were not converting into appointments. And if you're watching this video right now, that's probably your exact situation. You send cold emails, people respond, they seem somewhat interested, and then nothing. They ghost, they go dark, your calendar stays empty. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact reason this is happening to you and the specific templates and follow-up sequences that make prospects actually show up to those booked calls. Here's what most people don't understand. Getting the reply is actually the easy part when it comes to outreach. The meeting, the sales call, the demo is where the money's at. And there's a very specific reason you're losing deals between the reply and the calendar link. And in most cases, it's because your email does not sell the call. Let me show you what I mean. Most people write cold emails where they talk about themselves, their business, their offer, their case studies. It's all about themselves. And at the end of it, they will add a call to action that says, interested, open to learning more. Are you available for a 15-minute chat? The problem with doing that is you didn't really convince the prospect to want to take a call with you. All you told them was, this is who we are, this is what we do. We've done great work for a lot of companies. Do you want to chat for 30 minutes? Why would I give you 30 minutes of my time when I don't even know? Okay, it's great. It's amazing that you've done a lot of good work for a lot of companies, but why would I give you 30 minutes of my time? Some people, they try to go with softer call to action. Instead of directly asking for a call, they use a softer CTA. Things like open to learning more or worth exploring or interested ? And look, these call to actions are actually really good at getting replies and positive replies. They're low friction, they're not pushy, and they genuinely get higher response rates. But then here's what happens. Prospect replies and says, sure, send me more info. And you get excited. You send them a whole write-up talking about your case studies, everything you do. And your response is usually a wall of text explaining what you do, how it works, all the features, all the benefits. And then the prospect just sees it. They don't read it. They just see the massive wall of text and they think, oh, I'll get to this when I have time. And then that time never comes. So someone that was interested a moment ago, now they're ghosted, dead lead. Even though you spent a lot of time compiling that wall of text, catering it specifically to their situation. If you take a step back and analyze, the mistake you made here was simple. You gave the prospect everything they needed to make a decision without getting on a call with you. You didn't sell the call. You sold your service. Here's what you should have done instead. When they reply saying, tell me more, your response needs to give them one thing, a tangible reason why a call is worth their time. Yes, it needs to include some information, a little bit of an explanation, but the goal of your response needs to be to convince them that they need to get on a call with you to be able to learn more. Here's the exact template we use. Hey name, so we help companies like yours do A, which leads to B and C without XYZ problems. We actually just did something similar for company ABC, and I can show you the exact ads that worked for them and how much it would cost you to run the system, including ad spend. I can also show you projections on how your ROAS would drop based on A, B, and C criteria. Is it worth a 15-minute call this week? Now, you notice what's happening here in this template. You're not explaining the whole process. You're just telling them you did something amazing, and all of that is taking less than 2 sentences. You're telling them what you do, how you did it for someone else in their industry, and then you're promising to show them something specific on the call. The exact ads, or it could have been the exact cost, the exact strategy, the exact cost savings, the exact ROI, the exact drop in ROAS. It could be anything depending on whatever it is that you offer, but you're promising them that they will find something valuable, something tangible on the call. And that is why they should give you 15 minutes of their time. This is what I call the tangible promise. And it works because it answers the one question every prospect is secretly asking. Why would I waste 15 minutes on a call when I could just read an email? Can't you just send me this stuff over email? Now, the reason you cannot send people ads or strategy over email is because you don't want to disclose client information. Or you obviously cannot send it over email because in order for you to be able to create ads for them, you need to understand their strategy, right? And to understand their strategy, you can't just expect them to explain their whole marketing strategy to you in a couple of sentences. It needs to be on a call. So this is just one example. Obviously, you'll have to tailor this to your industry. So if you're offering something free in your outreach, like a free audit, a free landing page, free creatives, some kind of a checklist, or any other kind of intro offers, that offer should either require a call or lead directly to one. So there's 2 ways to do this. Option number 1 is you make the call a necessity to be able to deliver your intro offer. Let's say you're offering free ad creatives in your initial outreach email. Someone responds saying, sure, I'm interested. Now, here's what you say. To be able to develop creatives that align with your current marketing strategy, I need 20 minutes to understand what audiences you're going after, what product lines you want to advertise, and then I'll have our put together those creatives based on what we uncover on our call. Are you available for 30 minutes on Monday or Wednesday this week? Now, this is perfectly logical. Anyone that expects you to send them free creatives is going to have no problems in sharing what creatives they want, right? Like, why would they want creatives that aren't even useful to them? So this is a really good logical reason for you to ask for a call. And this is an example of you making the call a requirement for you to be able to deliver the free thing that you promised. Option number 2 is where you deliver the free thing first and then immediately follow up or make a compelling argument for them to get on a call with you. Now, if you're trying to run lead magnets using option number 2, your lead magnet should be something that convinces the prospect that they should be talking to you. So it should be something that either builds your authority or helps them trust your system more. But the key here with option number 2 with this kind of lead magnets is consistent quality follow-ups. So your first email when they ask for a lead magnet is just going to be, hey name, thanks for asking, here's the video. That's it. Don't ask for a call just yet. Let them watch the video. Let them go through the lead magnet. The next day, you want to send them an email saying, hey name, did you get a chance to watch that video? By the way, and then include a couple other case studies. A couple of days later, send them another email. This time, talk about a common objection that you get from that industry. And that email should just be a 4-sentence email talking about how your system already handles that objection. And depending on the intensity of that objection, you could talk about just one objection or you could talk about multiple objections. So now the next email says, I know a lot of people we talk to say that this won't work for X, Y, and Z reasons. We have already made adjustments in our system, so X, Y, and Z will never be a problem. Happy to show you how this would work for your specific situation. Let's get on a call. Now, this stage is exactly where most people drop the ball. They get a positive reply. They take their own sweet time, several hours. Sometimes they respond the next day with a long message. And that's a big mistake. The reply from the prospect is just the start of the sales process, not the end. You need to be consistently following up with them like I recommended previously, and that's a given. Now here's what successful outbound campaigns are doing differently. First, you've got to respond to all interested responses within 15 minutes. Not 2 hours, not tomorrow, 15 minutes. Second, don't just email prospects and wait for them to reply to you over email. Call them. I cannot emphasize enough how important calls, including calls in our workflow, has tripled our booking rate, our conversion from positive responses to bookings. It is your responsibility. I would even go so far as saying it is your duty as a salesperson to call them and ask if the lead magnet was helpful, get their feedback. A bonus tip here when you're following up, especially if you're calling, is create another email thread with a different subject line. And with this one, just send them an email referencing your call or referencing your text. So this makes them feel you're human. So send them a short email saying, hi John, tried calling you this morning. Show your response to my email. When are you available for a quick chat? Or when's a good time to call? That's it. Something simple like that. Send them a text message saying, hi John, called you this morning. This is regarding your reply to my email about A, B, and C. Do you prefer calls or text? So just try to make conversation like a human being. So now you know exactly why your cold emails get replies but no meetings. And you know how to fix it starting today. But here's the reality. This is just one piece of the puzzle. And if your emails aren't getting delivered in the first place, or if you're not just getting any kinds of replies at all, or if something else is broken in your system, what I explained in this video is not going to save you. You need to be able to successfully execute outbound. You need to be looking at domain infrastructure, list building. Ideally, you want to have a salesperson who's handling all of your responses and the calls and the texts and the voicemails. And you need to get your offer and positioning right. You need to make sure your sequences are structured properly. There's a bunch of moving pieces that sometimes business owners themselves don't have the time to orchestrate. And that is exactly why we built our Done For You system, where we help you get 10 to 30 sales calls qualified every month consistently without having to do anything except showing up for those sales calls and selling to potential customers. So if that's something you're interested in talking about, click the link in the description below to book a strategy call with myself or someone from our team, and we'll map out exactly what the ideal outbound system is going to look like for you. If you have questions around anything I described in this video, leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.